Have you ever wondered why Vinyasa Flow is so popular among yoga enthusiasts? Well, let's find out together. Vinyasa Flow, a subset of Hatha Yoga, is a dynamic practice that emphasizes the seamless transition from one posture to another. It's a beautiful dance of movement and breath, where every inhale and exhale guides your movement, and each asana flows into the next. But what sets Vinyasa Flow apart? It's the perfect blend of physical exertion and mindful meditation. Not only does it challenge your body, but it also calms your mind, creating a harmonious balance that leaves you feeling rejuvenated and centered. In a typical Vinyasa Flow class, you'll find yourself moving through a series of asanas or postures, each linked with the rhythm of your breath. This continuous flow of movement helps improve flexibility, as your muscles stretch and lengthen with each pose. And it's not just about flexibility. As you hold those challenging poses, your strength is put to the test too. From engaging your core to activating your limbs, Vinyasa Flow is a full-body workout that strengthens your muscles and enhances your physical endurance. But the benefits of Vinyasa Flow extend beyond the physical. As you sync your movements with your breath, your focus shifts from the chaos of the outside world to the tranquility of your inner self. This practice encourages mindfulness, helping you stay present and focused. It's like a moving meditation that clears your mind, reduces stress, and fosters mental well-being. So, whether you're a seasoned yogi or a beginner looking to start your yoga journey, Vinyasa Flow has something to offer. It's adaptable and versatile, with variations that cater to all levels of practice. Now, are you ready to experience the magic of Vinyasa Flow? Let's dive into a 20-minute Vinyasa Flow routine that you can do at home. Whether it's the crack of dawn or the calm of dusk, all you need is your yoga mat and an open mind. So, unroll your mat, wear your comfortable outfit, and let's embark on this transformative journey together. Begin your practice in a comfortable position, lying on your back. Allow your body to sink into the ground beneath you as you close your eyes. Let the day's worries melt away, replaced by a sense of calm and tranquility. Feel your breath as it flows in and out, a gentle rhythm that anchors you in the present moment. Now let's begin our breath work, or pranayama. Start with Kapalabhati, a fast-paced breathing exercise that invigorates the body and mind. Feel your abdomen pulsate as you rapidly exhale, followed by a natural inhalation. Do this for 3 rounds. Next, transition into deep breathing. Inhale slowly, filling your lungs from bottom to top. Hold this breath for a moment, then exhale, emptying your lungs from top to bottom. Repeat this process for 3 rounds. With your mind centered and your breath steady, you're ready to move into the sun salutations. The sun salutations serve as a dynamic warm-up, linking breath with movement. This sequence of postures stretches your entire body, while also strengthening your muscles and increasing your heart rate. It's a beautiful synergy of breath and motion, a dance that invites the sun's energy into your body. We begin with the mountain pose, or Tadasana. Imagine yourself as a mountain, standing tall and firm. Your feet are grounded, your spine is long, and your arms rest by your sides. Breathe in deeply, filling your lungs with fresh air. As you exhale, feel your body relax, releasing any tension or stress. Next, raise your hands above your head in an upward salute, or Urdhva Hastasana. Stretch your body upwards as if trying to touch the sky. Keep your gaze forward, or optionally, look up at your hands. Remember to keep your breath steady and even. As you exhale, fold your body forward into a forward bend, or Uttanasana. Allow your head to hang heavy, your neck relaxed. Let your hands touch the floor, or if you can't reach, rest them on your shins or knees. This pose stretches your hamstrings and back, releasing tension and promoting flexibility. Inhale and raise your torso halfway up, coming into the half-standing forward bend, or Ardha Uttanasana. Your hands can rest on your shins, or if you can, touch the floor. Your back should be flat and your gaze should be on the floor in front of you. Exhale and step or jump back into a plank pose. Your body should be in a straight line from your head to your heels. Engage your core and keep your gaze slightly ahead of your hands. This pose strengthens your arms, shoulders, and core. Lower your body onto the mat for the 8-limbed pose, or Ashtanga Namaskara. Your knees, chest, and chin should touch the floor, while your hips are slightly raised. This pose is a gentle back bend, stretching your spine and opening your chest. Inhale and push your body up and back into the downward-facing dog, or Adho Mukha Svanasana. Your body should resemble a triangle, with your hands and feet as the base. and your hips as the peak. This pose stretches your hamstrings, calves, and shoulders, while also strengthening your arms and legs. Finally, exhale and step or jump forward into the forward bend again, then rise up into the upward salute, and finally, return to the mountain pose. This completes the sun salutation. Repeat this sequence 3 to 5 times, or as many times as you feel comfortable with. Each time you move through the sun salutation, try to go a little deeper into each pose, and remember to maintain a steady breath throughout. Having completed the sun salutations, your body is now thoroughly warmed up for the standing postures. You should feel your heart beating a little faster, your muscles warm and limber, and your mind focused and alert. Let's move on to the next part of our Vinyasa flow. Standing postures are fundamental to Vinyasa flow, building strength and stability. These postures not only help to sculpt the muscles of the body, but also improve balance, coordination, and mental focus. We'll be exploring 4 key standing poses: Warrior 1, Warrior 2, Forward Bend, and Triangle Pose. Let's start with Warrior 1, or Virabhadrasana 1. This posture is named after the fierce warrior, Virabhadra, a symbol of spiritual power. Begin by stepping your right foot forward and bend your right knee, ensuring it's directly over your right ankle. Your left foot should be at a 45-degree angle, and your hips should be squared to the front of your mat. Extend your arms up towards the sky and gaze towards your hands as if reaching for the unseen. With each inhale, lengthen your spine, and as you exhale, sink a little deeper into the pose. This posture strengthens the legs, opens the hips and chest, and stretches the arms and legs. Moving on to Warrior 2, or Virabhadrasana 2. From Warrior 1, simply open your hips and shoulders to the side of your mat, and extend your arms parallel to the ground, reaching in opposite directions. Your gaze should be over your front hand. Breathe evenly and deeply, expanding on the inhale and grounding down on the exhale. Warrior 2 strengthens the legs and ankles, stimulates the abdominal organs, and increases stamina. Next is the forward bend, or Uttanasana. From Warrior 2, straighten your front leg and turn to face the front of your mat. With an exhale, hinge at your hips and fold forward over your legs. Allow your hands to rest on the ground, your legs, or clasp opposite elbows for a ragdoll variation. Keep a slight bend in your knees to avoid straining the back. Breathe deeply and let each exhale guide you deeper into the pose. Uttanasana stretches the hips, hamstrings, and calves and is known for its calming effect on the mind. Lastly, we'll explore Triangle Pose, or Trikonasana. From your forward bend, rise back up to standing. Turn your right foot to face the front of your mat and your left foot parallel to the back edge. Extend your arms out wide at shoulder height. On an exhale, reach forward with your right hand as far as you can. Then, drop your right hand down onto your shin, ankle, or the floor, while your left hand reaches up to the sky. Turn your gaze to look at your left hand. Your body should feel like it's squeezed between 2 panes of glass. This posture strengthens the legs, stretches the hips and spine, and promotes balance. Remember, it's not about how a pose looks, but how it feels. Listen to your body and respect its limits. Each day on the mat is a new journey, so be patient with your progress. Yoga is not about achieving the perfect pose, but about the journey and transformation that happens along the way. Now that you have built heat with the standing postures, it's time to open the hips. But that's a journey for the next scene. Remember to breathe, be present, and most importantly, enjoy the process. You're doing great. Hip openers can release tension and promote flexibility. They are an essential part of any yoga practice, as they help to increase your range of motion, improve your alignment, and even enhance your overall performance in other poses. So, let's dive into some of the most effective hip openers: pigeon, low lunge, and cow face pose. First up is the pigeon pose. It's a deep hip stretch that targets the hip flexors, the muscles at the front of your hips. To start, bring your right knee forward and place it behind your right wrist. Extend your left leg behind you, keeping your hips square to the front. Lower your upper body towards the floor, resting on your forearms or extending your arms out in front of you. Breathe deeply and let your body relax into the pose. This pose can be intense, but try to stay in it for a minute. Remember, it's not about how deep you go, but how you feel in the pose. Next, we have the low lunge. This pose stretches the hip flexors and quads and can also help to improve your balance. From pigeon pose, lift your torso and step your right foot back to meet your left in a plank position. Lower your right knee to the ground and step your left foot forward between your hands. Raise your torso and reach your arms overhead, keeping your front knee bent and your back knee on the ground. Feel the stretch in your right hip as you sink deeper into the pose. Stay here for a minute, breathing deeply. Finally, we'll move on to the cow face pose. This pose can be a bit tricky, but it's fantastic for opening your hips and stretching your thighs. From the low lunge, sit back onto your right heel, then swing your left leg over your right, aiming to stack your knees. If you can, try to bring your feet in towards your hips, keeping your spine tall. This is a deep stretch, so take it easy and use your breath to relax into the pose. Stay here for a minute, then repeat these 3 poses on the other side. It's important to remember that everyone's bodies are different, so if a pose doesn't feel right, or if you feel any pain, make sure to adjust or skip it altogether. And remember, yoga isn't about reaching a certain shape or looking a certain way. It's about connecting with your body, your breath, and your mind. So take these hip openers with you into your everyday life. Whether you're sitting at a desk, driving in a car, or running a marathon, these poses can help to keep your hips flexible and your body feeling great. And remember, the more you practice, the easier these poses will become. With the hips now open, we'll move on to balance postures. Balance postures challenge your stability and enhance your focus. They require not only physical strength, but also mental fortitude. They truly embody the essence of yoga, the union of mind and body. Let's delve into them. Our first balance posture is the tree pose. This pose mimics the serene and steady stance of a tree. Begin by standing tall and grounding your feet. Shift your weight onto your right foot. Bend your left knee and place the sole of your left foot along your inner right thigh. Avoid placing it directly on the knee. Align your hips to face forward. Lift your chest and drop your shoulders down and back. Join your hands at your heart center. Breathe in and out, focusing on a point in front of you. Maintain this pose for 5 deep breaths. Repeat on the other side. Next, we transition into the half moon pose. From the tree pose, gently lean forward, extending your left leg back and up. Simultaneously, reach your right hand toward the ground. Your body should form a T shape. Extend your left hand towards the ceiling, opening your chest. Your gaze can be either on the ground or towards your left hand, depending on your comfort. Breathe in and out, holding this pose for 5 breaths. Gently release and repeat on the other side. Lastly, we move into the standing splits. From the half moon pose, lower your left hand to the ground. Keep the right hand on the floor as well, a little bit in front of your right foot. Slowly lift your left leg as high as you can, keeping your hips square to the ground. Allow your head to hang down, releasing tension in the neck. Hold this pose for 5 breaths, feeling the stretch in your standing leg. Gently release and repeat on the other side. These balance postures are not just about standing on one foot. They are about finding your center, grounding yourself, and maintaining focus amidst challenges. They teach us to be patient, to breathe, and to trust the process. They remind us that it's okay to wobble, to fall, and to try again. It's all part of the journey. So remember, it's not about how high you can lift your leg or how long you can hold the pose. It's about being present, being aware, and being kind to yourself. Each time you practice these poses, you're not only improving your balance, but you're also cultivating a balanced mind. Having tested your balance, it's time to cool down and stretch. Remember, in yoga, every effort is followed by some ease. So, let's move on to some relaxing stretches to wrap up our practice. After the intensity of the practice, it's essential to cool down and stretch. Cooling down and stretching are just as important as the active part of your yoga practice. They give your body a chance to relax, recover, and absorb the benefits of the workout. So let's take a moment to cool down and stretch together. Start by coming onto all fours for cat-cow pose. This calming sequence helps to stretch the spine and neck, promoting flexibility and relieving tension. As you breathe in, drop your belly towards the mat, lift your chin and chest, and gaze up towards the ceiling. This is the cow pose. And as you exhale, draw your belly to your spine and round your back towards the ceiling, like a cat stretching its back. This is the cat pose. Continue this sequence for a few more breaths, letting your breath guide your movement. Now, transition into child's pose. From all fours, push back to sit on your heels, spreading your knees as wide as the mat. Stretch your arms forward and rest your forehead on the mat. This pose is a gentle stretch for the hips, thighs, and ankles. It's also a great pose for calming the brain and helping relieve stress and fatigue. Stay here for a few deep breaths, allowing your body to soften and relax with each exhale. Lastly, let's move into the bridge pose. Lie on your back, bend your knees, and place your feet flat on the mat. As you inhale, lift your hips off the floor, pressing down through your feet. This pose stretches the chest, neck, and spine, while also calming the brain and helping alleviate stress and mild depression. Hold for a few breaths, then slowly lower your hips back down to the mat as you exhale. Remember, during these poses, it's important to maintain a deep, steady breath. This helps to calm the mind and body, creating a sense of peace and relaxation. Now let's end the practice with a final relaxation. This is your time to fully absorb the benefits of your practice. So take this moment to breathe deeply and let go of any remaining tension. Enjoy the calm and peace that yoga brings to your day. End your practice as you began it, lying on your back in a state of relaxation. It's time to fully surrender to the moment. Allow your body to sink into the floor beneath you as gravity does its work. Feel the cool air as it enters your nostrils, travels down into your lungs, and gently leaves your body, taking with it any remnants of tension or stress. Imagine a wave of relaxation washing over your body, starting at the crown of your head and slowly moving down to your toes. As it moves, let it soften each muscle, each tendon, each cell in its path. Your forehead smooths, your eyes soften, your jaw unclenches. Let this wave continue down, releasing tension in your shoulders, your chest, your stomach. Feel it flowing over your hips, your thighs, your knees, all the way down to your toes. Now turn your attention inward. Notice the subtle energy coursing through your body. Observe the gentle rise and fall of your chest with each breath. Can you feel the rhythm of your heartbeat, steady and strong, a testament to your life force? Reflect on your practice today. How do you feel after moving, breathing, and stretching your body in ways that perhaps you didn't think possible? Can you identify any changes in your state of mind? Maybe you feel a sense of calm. Perhaps you're more alert, or you've tapped into a wellspring of energy that you didn't know you had. Remember, yoga is a journey, not a destination. Each practice, each breath, each posture is an opportunity to learn more about yourself. So take this time to honor your body and your mind for their efforts today. As we wrap up, let's take 3 deep cleansing breaths together. Inhale deeply, filling your lungs with fresh air. Hold it for a moment, then exhale fully, releasing anything that no longer serves you. Repeat this 2 more times, letting each breath ground you further into this moment. With this final relaxation, you've completed your 20-minute Vinyasa Flow. Namaste.